a man should be able to display his ability to provide for your needs, right? Like we don't wait until we get into a relationship and then be like, oh, well, he said he gonna provide, or he don't do anything for women unless they're in a committed relationship, or he doesn't pay bills before marriage and all the things. Listen, if a man hits you with that line, you better run. Because just like he's looking for certain characteristics and qualities in you before you get married, um, before he decides to make a commitment to you, you should be doing the same. Welcome to Align for Love, where we help provide biblical wisdom and insight to help singles become married and bridge the gap of anti marriage in the Black community. Ladies, many of us do not understand an important aspect of femininity is being able to receive help from men. Okay. And I know that a lot of people think, well, wait a minute, if I ask for something or if I receive his help, then he's going to want something from me. That's not necessarily the case. And the husband that you have been praying for, I would think that you would desire for this man to be a provider. But if you're unable to receive help, you're going to repel the man who enjoys assisting and providing for his woman. So I'm going to provide you, ladies, today practical steps that you can take to begin being more feminine by receiving help. One of the first ways God really started teaching me how to receive help is when I would be out. Like, so for example, I do a lot of serving in ministry, and perhaps I'm putting up equipment or I'm carrying something inside. A simple way that you can go about practically practicing receiving help is if someone says, can I open the door for you? Or can I take that box? Can I go ahead and move that over to the side for you? Yeah, sure. Yes, you can. Go ahead. Or what about when you go out to the grocery store and someone says, well, can I help you with those groceries? I'd like to help you take that to your car, put it in the car for you, or perhaps you're reaching to grab something off the top shelf and you see someone looking and they say, well, can I help you with that? Instead of saying, no, you can't, say, yes, thank you so much. With a nice smile, you just say, thank you, right? These are small things that you can begin practically applying to your life that'll remove you from not receiving to expecting to receive. And see, the fact of the matter is, many of us do not receive help because we don't feel like we are deserving. We have an independent spirit, and we have been groomed to believe that we're strong, independent women, and we don't need a man for anything. But if you don't need a man for anything, then how is how do you expect to be married? Because men have an innate desire to be not only wanted but also needed because they're natural providers. And so you have to position yourself to attract instead of repelling a man who naturally wants to provide. And the reason why many of us attract these knuckleheads who don't want to provide, who are not leaders, who don't have effective communication skills, who don't want to pay your bills, the 50-50 type men, is because we display this independent spirit that we got it all together and we don't need nothing. See, those type of men are naturally going to gravitate women who don't want no help with nothing because they're not trying to help with anything anyways. But a man who takes pride in providing for his woman is looking for a woman who is able to not only receive his help, but expects him to help her. He wants to look for ways to make the woman's life easier. He's looking for ways to take the burden, remove the burden off of her shoulders and carry it because he is a man who is operating in his masculine energy. But we as Black women, we have to learn how to begin receiving that help, right? If a man says, hey, what can I do for you? If you need something, he's asking you because he wants to see how he can provide a need. Instead of you saying, well, I don't need anything, think about what it is you need or perhaps you want, right? And you just let him know what it is. Now, that man may not be able to provide all of what it is you've requested, but this is going to show him that you have an expectation of him to do something for you. And he's going to come and meet you at least halfway or provide what he can towards what it is you desire to have from him. And ladies, as a godly wife, from a biblical perspective, we should be able to allow men not only to lead, but also provide. But before you even get to the marriage, a man should be able to display his ability to provide for your needs, right? Like we don't wait until we get into a relationship and then be like, oh, well, he said he gonna provide, or he don't do anything for women unless they're in a committed relationship, or he doesn't pay bills before marriage and all the things. Listen, if a man hits you with that line, you better run, because just like he's looking for certain characteristics and qualities in you before you get married, um, before he decides to make a commitment to you, you should be doing the same. And the men who say those types of things, I guarantee you, how a relationship starts is how it's going to end. So that man is seeking to take you for the okey doke. And you have to know, woman of God, that you are worthy and worth a man committing and also um, pouring into the relationship with you, him investing in you. Now, the level of investment that you are expecting is going to depend, vary woman to woman, right? It'll depend on you and your standards in relationships. But all to be said is that a man should be doing something for you, and he should have the ability to provide for your basic needs. Or otherwise, what are you doing? And so, as Black women, we have to learn to start falling back and allowing the man to lead. And I hear y'all, some of y'all like, wait a minute, girl, that sound good. That sound good and everything. But a lot of these men, they don't want to lead anyway. That's because you're dealing with the wrong men. Or he's trying to control me. That's because you're dealing with the wrong men. Or he don't deserve me allowing him to lead. That's because you're dealing with the wrong men. But you should always position yourself anytime you're dating or courting, or there is a suitable candidate who comes along and he is interested in you. There should be opportunities that you present unto the man naturally that will happen, where he has the ability to show you his leadership abilities and his desire and ability to provide for your needs. I'm not talking about advice here, okay? Because advice is free. That is not saying negating that a man providing wise counsel is important, but he should also be able to help you in monetary ways. And so, women of God, you have to start positioning yourself to be receptive to these efforts in minor ways, right? Because everything starts in your mind. You have to encounter a paradigm shift. If you don't believe that you're worth receiving help, you won't. And a good way to understand whether or not you believe that you are worth receiving help, or you have self value in this area, is look at your relationships as a whole. Go ahead and do an inventory. Are you always the one helping everyone else? But then when it's time for you to receive assistance, or you're in need of something, that no one else is there to come and provide for your needs, or you don't have anyone to call on, or people stop checking on you and all the things, we can begin to cry and say, well, don't nobody check on me and nobody comes along to help. And I'm always helping everyone else. But if you take a step back, and you do a quick inventory, I'm 99.9% certain that what you'll find is that whenever people in the past have offered to assist you, you say, no, I got it. I'm good. I don't need no help. Oh, yeah, everything is okay. And so what happens over a period of time is people begin to say to themselves, well, you know what? She real strong and independent and all the things. She doesn't need any help. So therefore I'm going to stop asking, because I don't care who you are, male or female. People are only going to allow their efforts to be rejected so many times before they stop trying, because I mean, you're not going to continue to reject me when all I'm trying to do is help you, and me continue to bend over backwards to try and support you. And it's insanity for us to expect people to do so. And many of us struggle with false humility. We know we need help, assistance. We need, perhaps you need a light bill paid, or you need someone to help you with your car, or you know that every time you go to the mechanic, you know, they're trying to rip you off or whatever else. And someone comes along and they say, hey, I can go with you or whatever else. And we're always, nah, I don't want people to think I'm needy, or that I need anything, or that I'm broke or whatever else. But the fact of the matter is that you do need help, right? And then you feel some type of way when you don't receive it. And this falls back to lack of male leadership and the presence of men in the average African American home. Because when we have that example mirrored to us, we expect that from our partner. And this is why other ethnicities, you find that majority of them, right, in other ethnicities, the men that they end up marrying, these are most likely men who automatically know they're going to pay the bills and automatically pay the mortgage and automatically, take care of the woman because they know that it's expected. And the woman expects it because she's been raised in a household where she saw her father providing for her mother. But in the African American community, because we don't have that representation, right? And because we've watched our mothers do all the things that men should be doing, we've acquired this learned behavior that we should do everything on our own. And it's okay for us to go ahead and support a man, and it's okay for us to go 50-50, and it's okay for all of these things. Now, if you believe in a 50-50 relationship, that's on you. That's a topic for another day. But according to biblical principles, the Bible says that the man is the provider of the household. The Bible also says that a woman should submit to her man in all things, her husband in all things. And the fact of the matter is, when you have to carry half of the burden or a large percentage of the burden of providing for your household financially, over time, you're going to begin to lose respect for that man. And it's going to be difficult to submit to him in many ways because you're doing a lot of his responsibilities. So, anyways, you guys, I said I was going to try and keep these videos to under 10 minutes. And that's what I'm going to do. So, and you guys, drop a comment below, like, comment, share, subscribe. But drop in the comment section, what is a topic that you would like for us to kind of expound on when it comes to marriage? I would love to be able to provide you guys more insight, biblical wisdom, knowledge, and direction to help you receive the man who God has predestined for you to be with. Anyways, I love you all with the love of God. And until next time, y'all, be blessed.